Hey everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin, brought to you live on tape delay from two studios in two states today. And I'm joined by my co-host, Rocky Hardy. Rocky, how are you?
Doing all right.
I am Brian Cartwright, and I don't know. I think I'm going to go with like less than all right, but that's neither here nor there. I did get some positive feedback on our most recent episode, which I thought was nice.
Mhm.
One thing I did not anticipate was somebody sent me a message and said, "Why are you bullying Rocky?" And and I figured there's maybe two answers to that show, which is like to that question, which is like one, they need to listen to more of the show to get a taste for the tone, and also two, holy shit, do I bully Rocky? I don't know. Phones are open. Let's find out. Like, Rocky, do I bully you? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, sometimes it's fine.
Oh God, I don't want to be a bully.
Okay.
I don't
What
have
do you
the
think about
energy.
it?
I don't have the energy to be a bully.
Okay, so that's another thing. Bullying, well, it does like you have to do things to bully for sure, but bullying is more of like a release of energy. Like you already have it. Like you're just using it towards bullying instead of something else.
Well, then I definitely can't bully right now because I have no energy to release.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hear that, everyone? This is a bully-free episode. No, it's okay. I might be bullying Brian.
Oh God, please no. Please no. I could literally be watching 90 Day Fiance right now.
How is
my
90
God.
Day Fiance going?
It's pretty good. In that it's pretty bad, but that makes it pretty good.
Okay. So Brian, I'm actually pretty familiar with reality show dating TV. So if you're just going to say pretty bad in a general sense, that's fine. But I just want to know what we're talking about.
Okay, all right. I am eating the Emperor's feast of jingoism and patriarchal bullshit.
Okay.
So I started the suggestion I got was because there are several different variations of 90 Day Fiance. Yeah. The advice I got was to start with 90 Day Fiance : the other way. I was told that this was the most premium version of 90 Day Fiance. And I was like,
That lines
sounds
up with what
good.
I know.
Okay. So for listeners at home, those who are unfamiliar with 90 Day Fiance, the regular structure of the show is that a person moves to the United States on a K-1 visa. A K-1 visa is a spousal visa, and when they come to the U.S. on this K-1 visa, they have 90 days to get married before that K-1 runs out. They have to get married within 90 days. Ergo, 90 Day Fiance. So the shtick with 90 Day Fiance the other way is on that show, a American moves to some other country. And sometimes that other country will have some rule about like how long until they can, how long they can be in the country before they can get married or something. Sometimes there isn't, but the main appeal of the show is like, American moves to somewhere else and now things happen. And a lot of times the things that happen are a byproduct of the Americans' own like jingoism. Like I cannot, Jesus Christ, if they made okay. If someone were to like say, let's say you had what we will call a bag of marijuana and said like, okay, or maybe a vape pen, if you will, and said, okay, take a hit every time someone utters the phrase, this is a third world country. you are going to be super galaxy stoned.
Sick.
Yes. It's amazing to see, like, okay, what are various things that happen on the show? Love to see Americans go to other countries and then like try and infantilize other people over the fact that the other, like, some other person doesn't speak English. And so they're like, oh, they don't speak English. What I'll do is I'll just like speak slowly and more loudly, and like that's my solution. Instead of me trying to learn the fucking language of the country that I now live in, like, my solution would be like, hello, hi, I would like to order the Cobb salad. What do you mean there is no Cobb salad? Like, and like it's very frequent.
Okay. All right.
And like the show seems to have like what I'll call like three main varieties of people that they like follow.
Okay.
Which are women that are the worst. And these are people who are like moving to other countries, and like when they get there, like turn into these like unholy terrors. Probably the best example of these, like in season 2 of The Other Way, there's this woman named Brittany who moves to Jordan to be with this guy named Yazan.
Sure.
Yazan is a member of a tribe which is a lot more restrictive than like general, like say like secular Jordanian culture, and she just like absolutely burns down this man's life. Like by the
classic.
Yeah, like by the season finale, like his father has sworn to kill him. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even Rocky. I'm literally not even exaggerating. That's a thing that happened on this show.
Get fucked, Yazan. You fucking dipshit over a girl named Brittany? Nah.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
so like we have like the fucking scene where like his father is like, I will kill you the next time I will see you, and just like leaves, and you're just like, what the fuck is this show? How could they let this happen? You realize like this is just like an example of just like the most reckless and irresponsible television production you could ever possibly imagine. They're just like letting this shit go on. And like you just see like Yazan is like visibly lost like 30-40 pounds. The guy, like his eyes, he looks like sunken-eyed death. And he's like, yeah, whatever, man. My father's gonna kill me. And then like Brittany is just like hell-bent on like causing as much of a ruckus for Yazan as possible. Like she shows up to the airport in Amman wearing a t-shirt that says tequila por favor.
Oh my god.
And is wearing like the most like form-fitting outfit possible. And like later on, she like at one point she has to. Oh god, she's the first time she shows up in the fucking country. She's secretly married because she hasn't been able to get a divorce from her ex-husband, and she's like, what? Yeah, she's like, whatever. She's like, I'll just stall Yazan. It's fine. I know Yazan wants to get married, you know, in order to like be remotely adherent to his religion, but I'll just stall him. And like she does. And like this is part of like what causes like trouble for like Yazan is like his parents are like, okay, great, are you gonna marry this Brittany girl? And Yazan's like, sure. And then like Brittany's like, nope, I'm stalling you because I'm secretly married. And then they're like, is Brittany gonna convert to Islam? And Brittany's like, no, not even remotely. Tequila, por favor. And like, and this just goes on and on and on. And she makes this like game of like anything that like would make Yazan's family like remotely happy with the fact that he's in like engaging with this woman. Whenever like he comes to her and is like, Brittany, please, this, and she just like no, I'm going to do the opposite. And it becomes like readily apparent that she has no interest in marrying him whatsoever. But like the way that these 90 Day Fiance shows work is that the person who is the American subject of the show gets paid $3,000 per episode.
Mm.
The person who is the foreign party in the relationship gets no direct payment whatsoever from Warner Brothers Discovery.
Mm.
And they just have to hope that like either A, love is real, B, the American is going to pay them out of their own earnings, or C, they become a big enough internet celebrity that they're then able to like turn that into revenue on their own.
Right.
You know, one of the three. But none of them are hoping to be murdered by their own father. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's pretty wild.
And so, like, eventually, Yazan, like, is completely cut off from his entire family.
Mhm.
His entire tribe decides to not talk to him anymore.
Damn.
He meets with his brother in secret,
Mhm.
with a translator, this guy named Adam, with, like, this, like, very, very, like, English boarding school accent, who, like, is a translator, like, Brittany is there. And, like, what Yazan's brother Obida says is like, okay, look, Dad might not kill you. Okay, just want you to know,
Right.
Dad might not kill you, because what Dad is going to do is Dad's going to go to the tribal elders, and they're going to decide whether or not to kill you or just or shun you forever, and you can't talk to any of us.
Right.
Apparently they went with shun him forever and can't talk to any of us, and so like Yazan is now completely cut off from anybody he has ever known.
Right.
Thanks to Brittany. Shout outs to Brittany.
What's Brittany?
And like Brittany is like the worst case scenario of this model, like, which is American woman goes overseas and is like absolutely just the worst, like just like absolutely just bulldozes over like local cultural expectations and just tries to like somehow make this about how like other like cultures aren't like as good, or like just real garbage stuff. Like I can't tell you the number of times like Brittany would like do something that was the worst and then just like cloak it in like I'm an American and I'm used to having equal rights, and it's like, no, you're being an asshole. Like there's
Yeah.
like you're just being an asshole. So that's one of the like the three models. Then there's gonna be like dudes that go overseas, who are the worst. And there is one on the current season that I'm watching, which is this dude named Steven. He's like, hey everybody.
Sounds like a little guy.
Oh, he's a little shrimpy dude. When we met Steven, he was having dinner in his family with his family in the backyard, and his brothers were coming over. And the reason the dinner was in the backyard was because, you know, the panorama was going on, and so they're like, we have to have it in the backyard, socially distanced, so that way the brothers can come. And at one point, Steven stands up from family dinner in the backyard and goes, excuse me, everybody, I have to fart. And so he walks over to the other side of the backyard to fart.
Sure.
And we see him make this big show of like waving his hands in the air as he goes, ooh, stinky. And then he comes back and sits down.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like, does that what the fuck is Rocky? What the fuck is that?
Okay. I don't know if you need to yell about that. There are some people that feel like it's rude to fart in front of people. I remember when I was a kid, like certain daycares, they'd send you to the bathroom if you had to fart. And that was the whole thing. And it's like, I don't know.
Those daycares should be investigated.
I mean, I don't, whatever, man. Like I get it. And like, if people don't want to fart around other people, that's fine. If you're that way with your family, maybe talk about it, but like not for too long. You know, I don't know how long a fart conversation reasonably can land. Maybe about as long as this, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steven, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dude has like met this woman named Alina from Russia.
Oh no.
Oh yes, yes, Rocky, yes.
Okay, sure. Let's go.
They met on a language learning site. He was looking for someone to help with his Russian. She was looking for someone to help with her English.
Sure.
Sparks flew.
Mm-hmm.
Sparks flew. Yeah, you see, like all the doubt that I can hear in your voice is all correct. Um, um, and because it is a personal pan pizza out there,
Mm-hmm.
can Alina come to the United States? No.
She cannot.
Can Steven go to Russia? No.
Mm.
But can for both of them fucking go to Turkey? Yes.
God damn it, that's so fucking dumb. Look.
Yeah, that's right, Rocky. That's so fucking dumb. So
Holy
Steven
shit.
and Alina are on their way to Turkey,
Sure, man. Turkey.
where they have 90 days to get married. And if they get married within those 90 days, then Steven can return with Alina to Russia. So Steven starts to immediately display what I would call like wacky ass behavior.
Okay.
So when he moves Alina into an apartment building, and he decides he announces to her that he will be staying in a youth hostel, so that way he will not be tempted to have sex with her.
Sure.
Before marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he shows her the apartment building initially, he's like, "Oh, hey, look, what a nice swimming pool. Maybe I'll go for a swim." And he just proceeds to like walk into the pool, fully dressed in his street clothes, including his shoes. He just walks into the pool.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And then later on, when he's like in the apartment, like giving her the nickel tour, soaking wet of the apartment, he's like,
He's
"Oh
still
wow,
wet?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah."
fine.
He's like, "Oh wow, look." He's like, "And here, your kitchen window, looks right out onto the pool. So you could crawl out the window to go to the pool. That'd be pretty fun."
Is that a real sentence?
Is it a sentence that was said by Steven? Yes. Is it a real sentence? That
Also, yes.
I guess also yes. But I don't have to like it.
No, you don't have to like it, but it is real. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
At one point they're just like wandering the street, right? Because like they're there for 90 days and neither of them obviously have jobs because the main business there is to I guess get married and then go back to Russia. But fuck. So Steven, they're just walking down the street. Apropos of nothing, he says to Alina, "Would you like for me to buy you a watermelon? I'm going to buy myself a whole watermelon and eat it."
Okay.
Just like literally, like there's no context for this whatsoever. They're just walking, and he just has to announce this, and I'm like, what the fuck?
He's a little guy. He needs a big watermelon. Right? He's being considerate of his partner.
Oh, God damn it! Oh, you'd think that.
Uh-huh.
But then we get into like Steven being like with his like I'm sure you're familiar with the producer interviews or like a grand tradition for reality shows dating all the way back to the real world, where someone is like being interviewed alone and is like, "All right, now let me really tell you the score." Whereas Steven is like, "Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just a little shrimpy Mormon guy, but let me tell you about how I am addicted to pussy."
Okay, now when you say that he's addicted to pussy, what exactly are we talking about here?
We're talking about how like Steven has not informed Alina that he's like fucked 24 different women.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has like given Alina this like whole like gigantic speech about how like her chastity is important and how he needs to sleep in a youth hostel in order to be tempted to not fuck her and all this shit.
Okay.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I've gone on dates with hundreds of women. I've had relationships with several dozen women, and I have had carnal relations with 24 women.
Okay.
And like, first of all, I'm out here being like, who the fuck are the 24 women who fucked this guy? Like, who are these people? Like,
I could honestly, if they were in a lineup, I think I could pick them out, Brian. That's all I'm saying.
oh god, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's people who hear the watermelon thing and are like, oh, the whimsy.
Yeah, like he's a male version of like the manic pixie dream girl. I get it. Like it's fine.
Oh god. Oh no.
Like
Not
you know,
the
because
whimsy.
like you don't know, like I don't know, maybe you do know, but like you know when like everyone was fawning over like Zoe Deschanel, me too, like because I was like a teenager at that time. There were a bunch of women specifically who would look at Zoe Deschanel as like, oh, she's useless, and like that's what you're explaining to me with Steven. Like I am not going to ask Steven for anything, but like I'm gonna let him rock. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh god. So fuck. And this is where this whole storyline between Steven and Alina really blew up and like really just it wrinkled my brain.
Sure. Let's go. Wrinkles are good. That's where the thoughts come from.
Oh, so like Alina was like, I fear that Steven may not have been truthful with me, and I think that he may still be like seeking romantic entanglement with other women.
Okay.
And so
a significant concern.
Yeah, as we now know, as the audience now knows.
Wait. Hold on. Do we, as the audience, at this particular moment, know that Steven has been pursuing other women, or that he has had relations with women in the past?
He has pursued other women while dating Alina long distance, and he has dipped his wick in other vagine since being air quote exclusive with Alina. We know this.
That's different. I was not aware of that.
There is an overlap on that Venn diagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Okay.
So I get it.
Okay. And Alina's like, I fear that Steven may be dipping wicks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, I have asked my friend Masha back home to catfish Steven.
Classic.
To see if Steven will like offer her the fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what Steven does?
He immediately goes for it. He's an idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
And so here's where I'm fucking at is like this dude is in Turkey, right? Like he has uprooted his Mormon life.
Yeah, for 90 days. He can go back home. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know, all right. You know what? There it is. There it is, Rocky. Steven's like $3,000 an episode. Let's go. Like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's taking himself like a vacation to Turkey where he will get paid.
Right.
Okay. So I guess in summary, fuck Steven.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, I'm telling him, dude. I'm not asking that guy for shit. Like, it's okay. It's fine. Whatever.
God damn. Fuck this guy. God. The third major category are men they assume that we will find sympathetic but are incredibly wrong.
Interesting. Tell me more.
These are like your dudes who are like from your like total flyover country, guys who sincerely enjoy the food from Applebee's.
Okay. I'm not friends with those people. I like them.
Yeah. So far they've like presented like 3 of these guys. There's like one dude who like I honestly I have a mental block on remembering his name. I think it was Tim.
Sure.
Yeah, it was Tim. I just think of him as like an enormous piece of string cheese wearing a cowboy hat.
Sounds like a lot of the Tims I've met. That's fine.
Yeah, and then there was another fella who was named Corey, who has what I'll call like outrageous fucking sub energy. That dude just like you could like look into his soul and see that like he needs to be told what to do every day, and he needs strict rules. He needs a schedule, and he needs to be pegged. He's got power bottom energy. Rocky. He's got power bottom energy.
Power bottom, or that sounds more like Pillow Princess, but that's okay.
He's just going to be down there shouting like, you know, like Nail me to the floor, mommy. Nail me to the fucking floor.
Okay.
But that's not the life he lives. He lives a life which isn't true to him, which is this mealy mushmouth bullshit. And so, like, he meets this woman named Evelyn in Ecuador,
Sure.
and he can't bring himself to do anything right. He's just like, yeah, whatever. And she like gives him this like very, very clear cut list of like things that he needs to do to be in a relationship with her.
Sure.
Where she's like, okay, look, you need to integrate yourself into my community. Get to know the locals. You need to participate in the running of the business that we've started together, because he's like funded this like, creation of this like beachside bar.
Sure.
And then you need to learn Spanish.
Okay.
Does he do any of these things?
I'm gonna guess no. Right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And instead, what he does, because the saga of Corey and Evelyn runs across 2 seasons. The end of the first season of the adventures of Corey and Evelyn are this fucking idiot, instead of like integrating himself into the local community, helping to run the beachside bar, or learning Spanish, what does he do instead? He rents a hot air balloon.
Sure.
Takes her up in the hot air balloon, and what he thinks will be visible from the air is his message that says, "Will you marry me, heart?" And once he's up in the hot air balloon, he discovers that all of this shit, which is written on the ground, is not big enough to be seen from the sky. and then he's just like, "Oh, can you land their balloon?" And so then he has the balloon landed, and then he like walks over to it. It's like, "Well, you were supposed to be able to read this from the air." And then, like, after 3 months, and after this hot air balloon incident, she like caves and is like, "Okay, I'll marry you." So when we pick up with them on the second season, when we meet them, things have fallen apart from them, understandably so, because he has still refused to learn Spanish.
Hold on, I just want to double check here, because 2 things. One, this guy, is his name Corey or Tim?
This is Corey. I didn't even go into the various adventures of Tim because that guy was like literally too boring.
Okay, and I got confused because I thought like the Tim Power Bottom story was suddenly Corey, but this is
no Corey is the power bottom. Like, Corey is the fucking power bottom. Okay. Corey, yeah. And so like when we pick up with them, Corey has like successfully like gotten a civil marriage with Evelyn, and now that he's like legally married to her, he feels even like less of a need to do any goddamn thing that would be helpful in the relationship. He's just like, whatever, I married her, I win the game.
Exactly.
And like it looks like their relationship is like headed toward divorce at this point.
Sure.
And so they're separating. And so he goes to Peru to go surfing.
All right.
And he meets some girl in Peru named Jenny.
Sure.
Proceeds to start a relationship with Jenny, being like, "That's right. As soon as my divorce from Evelyn is final, I'll come back here and I'll marry you and do sex on the reg." So then he goes back to Ecuador to attempt to divorce Evelyn. And then the personal pan pizza happens.
Classic.
And people are forced into quarantine. And Corey ends up quarantining with Evelyn.
Okay.
At which point he's like, "Well, I guess I do love her."
Classic.
I guess, yeah. Can you see how I hate this guy? Can you see, like...
Well, he sucks. That's why
he sucks. Yes. But like, I get the sense that there's like a certain like component of just like worthless white dudes that they think that we're gonna like find sympathetic and go like, "Yeah, man, they're right. He loves her. He's gonna fight for her." And it's like, gonna fight for her? He could have just fucking learned Spanish last season. Like, what are you talking about? Gonna fight for her? Like, oh god.
I don't know. That sounds more like I think those are the types of people that play out well in promos. But like, if you know what the show's about, then like you realize that this guy is going to be terrible. But like they're able to cut like dramatic promos where it's like, "Yeah, I'm a cool guy. I'm straightforward. I love this girl." And then like, like you get like the beginning of like the balloon thing, and then like, the flat payoff which is a joke. At least that's the way I see these shows, at least for the most part.
Like the worst of this model of dude. I mean, this could also be called the white dude goes to South America model.
Sure.
But the worst of them was this guy named Paul, who every time Paul became even vaguely upset, would run into the woods, and like producers would have to be like yelling after him, like Paul, like. But he would just like charge into the woods, like if he got a little upset.
Okay.
But my favorite Paul got upset moment came when Paul was so upset that what he did was charge into a ramshackle abandoned chicken coop and just sat in it. And just sat in the chicken coop. That's that dude. That's how that dude lives.
Sometimes it be like that, Brian. Sometimes you gotta run to the forest and sit in the chicken coop with your thoughts. Get away from the producers and shit. I don't know. I'm not saying Paul's a cool dude. I'm just saying I understand that.
Okay. Fair enough. So those are what I call like the three major models of the show. There is one story which is like an exception to the three models, which is the story of Jenny and Sumit. And I can tell you what, I don't have the emotional capacity or bandwidth to go into this saga of Jenny and Sumit right now. But what I'll tell you, listeners, especially patrons, just fucking Google Jenny and Sumit for me. And if you want me to go off for like an hour on Jenny and Sumit, I'll do it. Just let me know. Just like, what the fuck? Like, absolutely, what the fuck? So yeah, there's been a lot of 90 Day Rocky. There's been a lot. I mean, one of the things I think I like about it structurally is it's just like one episode melts into the other, so you can just like sit there on your couch and be like, yeah, that's right. Is this still the same episode? I don't know. Oh, it's 5 hours later. Wild, crazy. It's somewhere during the second season of The Other Way, they expanded the format from hour-long episodes to 90-minute episodes.
Wild.
Yeah, they did. They're just like, yeah, just pour this garbage in your eyes. And I'm like, I will pour this garbage in my eyes. Rocky, I take it you've been doing things with your life which are not like pouring garbage in your eyes.
It's a bit of garbage. I've been watching this reality dating TV show called The Ultimatum. But I was told, because I actually saw a bit of The Ultimatum when it came out initially. Are you familiar with the show?
Not at all. Hit me.
Okay. So like The Ultimatum brings a nondescript number of couples to some sort of resort thing or whatever. And the couples, one part of them have always basically given an ultimatum to their partner that we need to get married or we're going to break up. Right. And like the show basically brings these couples into this like resort or whatever, and then breaks them up, allows them to choose new partners for like trial marriages for like 3 weeks or so. So they just straight up live together for 3 weeks. And like, it's not as restrictive as like other dating shows. Like they still have their cell phones. They're allowed to like go on trips. I think they share like an SUV or something, but like it's usually how that goes. And they can go on dates. They're able to hook up. All that's fine. They're just surrounded by camera crews and whatnot. One weird quirk about well, I'll get to it later, but that's the structure of the show. So the first 3 weeks, they have new partners and they do a trial marriage with these people. And then afterwards, they return to their original partners and do another 3 weeks with them. And then they have a decision to make at the end of it, which is either they get married to their original partner, they get engaged to their original partner, not necessarily get married on the show. They get engaged to their new trial partner that they picked, or they leave the show single. That's usually how that goes, right? I skipped the initial version of it. It didn't seem that great to me. I wasn't super interested. However, Netflix has recently released a new season of the show that is specifically queer. So they have like 10 lesbian couples all show up together. And I think what I like more about this iteration is that there's more emotional parity within the couples. So like, while you could see like, say like a guy like clam up due to receiving the ultimatum or submitting the ultimatum and maybe get like one rare emotional outburst, like in the queer version, there are just so many like, emotional talks and like discussion of like motivations and stuff, and it just feels a lot more peeled back as a show. So I've been having more fun with that. But one quirk about it is that even though like these characters or all the people in the show seem to have like so much more freedom, one thing that's weird about it is that they all like whenever there's a beverage on screen, they have to drink them out of these weird metal cups.
What?
And like, yeah, no, it's like a fucking stainless steel like wine glass. And like, no matter where they are, if they're at the resort, if they're in their like quote apartments, if they're out at like some restaurant someplace, like there will be other people in the background with like straight up normal glass wine glasses or whatever, and they'll be drinking out of these metal cups for some fucking reason.
What the fuck?
And I don't understand it. I don't get it at all. But the show's been cool. I've had like there's one woman who was definitely trying to like gamify it, right? Like she was going to come in, she was going to pick a new partner, and she's like, oh man, I might hook up with this person or that person. Meanwhile, like their partner, who's the person that submitted the ultimatum, is like, I don't know, I'm just maybe find something that I can take back to my initial relationship or whatever. And like before like they actually get to make their decisions, the woman who was like interested in hooking up with just about everybody was just like confronted over the fact that she didn't even consider that maybe her own relationship is something that's at risk here. And that like comes to a head later in the show because the person that she showed up with actually maybe forms one of the most like stable relationships in their trial marriage. And there's like a real question as to whether or not she will leave her original partner for this one, and they don't know. I haven't watched like the finale yet. I'm having a great time with it though. There's a lot of people. There's one woman who I feel bad saying it this way, but there's this woman. She's a Latina woman. Her name is Mildred, and Mildred's hot, and like she's like in her mid 30s. She's one of the older people on the show. But like it fucks me up that there's this like hot Latina lady named Mildred. And I feel like, especially where I'm from in El Paso, there are just so many people that would just like roast you for that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, no, I picked up this young hottie. Her name's Mildred. It's like, Mildred, bro? Are you for real? Like, are you kidding me? Is she like 87? You're snatching up fucking like nursing home baddies or something? Like, and it's just, I don't know, man. Like, fuck. Yeah. The ultimato's been cool so far. I hope it ends well. I know there's going to be, there's obviously going to be tears. I think there's one person that's like in between two relationships, and I think she's about to get proposed to, and she's going to reject that proposal for her trial marriage. But the trial marriage person's going to go back to the original person. It's going to be a mess.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, we like a good mess. I've been thinking about checking out this show, which is available on Max, formerly known as HBO Max.
Sure.
I think the formal name of the show is MILF Manor.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of MILF Manor.
Yeah, I can't help but think of it as MILF Island.
No, it's literally MILF Island. Like I'm so mad about it, but it actually is like MILF Island, but like a real TV show.
So it's for the listeners at home. The purpose of MILF Island is a MILF shows up to MILF Island with her adult son in tow, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have all these various MILFs,
right,
with their adult sons.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even I'll just say do the math, audience. That's the premise of this fucking show. That is the premise. Okay,
but hold on. Before you dive into MILF Manor, might I interest you in Fuckboy Island?
What the shit? What?
Got him. Easy for free. So Fuckboy Island is also available on Max, formerly HBO Max. It is the brainchild of Eliza Silsinger, of stand-up comedy fame. She did have a sketch show. It didn't do too well. But what Fuckboy Island is, there are three, successful, beautiful, intelligent women who are brought onto an island to date some dudes. And there are 20 dudes to pick from for these three women. And she is the women are trying to find a partner that they want to actually like date like seriously. And the thing is that they've been predetermined through like the reality show process. 10 of the guys are like quote unquote good guys, and the other 10 are straight up fuck boys. And the reason for this moniker is that like if a fuck boy manages to become one of the chosen by like the 3 women, the fuck boy gets $100,000 and walks away. The woman gets nothing. If the woman manages to choose a good guy, then they both get $100,000 each. And that's the premise of the show. So there's all these guys vying for these women's attention, and the women needs to figure out who's really about it and who's like, fucking around. It's a very good show. And even with that premise, there's actually a lot of heartfelt storytelling a part of it. Then I think you might actually connect with.
So, okay, I mean, I feel like the most obvious story on Fuckboy Island is the story of when a fuckboy becomes a fuck man, and it's like, I don't want to be a fuckboy anymore. I really love her. If she picks me, have they already done this? Have they already done this one?
There's a shot that happens. That's what I'll say.
Okay. I mean, the real gravy here, the real stuff I want to pour on my taters with like a premise like that is I want like I want the tell-all episode where they're all sitting like comfy in the studio after the season, and I want to find out if like the end of season couples are still together, because I have a secret for everyone. Lean in real close. Every one of these guys is a fuckboy. If you're going on that show, you're a fuckboy. You're a fuckboy. Like that's the secret. That's the fucking premise. It's just whether they are duck or goose in this fucking premise. But if they are on that show, if you are a fella going on a show called Fuckboy Island, you are a fuckboy whether they call you the one or not. Like, just
I'd like for you to watch the show and then come back and give me that same speech. I'm so excited for it, honestly.
I see Rocky's got my afternoon planned. God. But speaking of sketch comedy, I think you should leave Returned.
I should leave Returned?
I think you should leave Returned.
Oh my God.
And like, man, so like I love some good comedy, which is like aggressively adversarial toward its audience.
Sure.
And I think you should leave is definitely that. And,
it is. It's excellent, honestly.
Yeah, like it's going to like leave. Man, I still will sit there like and if prompted, we'll like talk about sloppy steaks. Rocky, have you already watched the new season of I Think You Should Leave?
I don't actually know. Are there 3 seasons now?
There are 3 seasons now.
No, I haven't watched the 3rd one then.
All right, then I will put a pin in this I Think You Should Leave talk, because the new season has dropped. The new season is good. I mean, it definitely has winners on the scale of like the TC Tugger or the sloppy steaks. The thing that like I was most pleased to see, which I don't think qualifies as a spoiler for the 3rd season, is I think you remember the actor from the 2nd season who played Santa Claus, who is now just like an actor who's like that's my rate. That guy is back. So like, yeah, good for that guy. Definitely worth a look. Like, the premise of the show being incredibly uncomfortable situations, which can be made better by someone saying, I think you should leave, to someone in this scene.
Right.
Continues in full force. Good stuff. Rocky, what's going on, man? What's going on?
I mean, I'm out here. You know that.
Okay. Could you tell me what's going on and how you are, in fact, out here in a way that does not, reflect me bullying you?
Are you bullying me to an answer right now? No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Jesus. Well, the not E3 stuff is happening.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, and it's going on. People are trying to get eyes on their stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't have beef with that really personally. I just don't care too much for like the AAA of all of it. I honestly truly hope that like E3 would end up something that'd be in the hand of like independent developers and like it would be their thing forever. And it still might play out that way, but it's not there right now. Like everyone wants to know what's going on with Microsoft. They want to know the big Ubisoft news, and then I think that's cool. That's fine. But there is one thing that I added to my wish list that I did not think I was going to find. If I had just spun my wheels, I don't think I would have ever found this game. But I'm really interested in it. It's called Everdeep Aurora. It has a Steam page. Its description reads, an ongoing apocalyptic meteor shower has forced the world population to settle underground. As Shell, a feline child who awakens to find her mother missing, drill downward from the surface layer through a tile base underground and discover the Everdeep. And what it is, it's a like pixel adventure, like maybe 16-bit, but I think this looks more like 8-bit to me. That's like, in muted colors, and everything's like, hand drawn, very bespoke. And you just play this little cat girl who's like looking for her mom and like, drilling into this underground and everything. It's not really combat focused. It's very much just kind of like puzzle exploration. And it looks really neat. It's definitely has like a very strong retro feel.
Sure.
And I want to fuck with it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should go look at the art for this game and weigh in on the 8 versus 16-bit pixel art conversation.
Yeah, man. I put a link in this chat that we're in.
Okay. Let me take a gander.
I do like that there's like there's just straight up like pixel art, but there's also like different like bespoke scenes that like have like mini games in them. Like there's one where you're just playing. It looks something like a dice game like Yahtzee, and then there's like another like kind of like machine like robot arm like prize grabber like mini game that's in there. And then like you'll see like there's scenes where like just like the little cat, then you just meet like some gargantuan like bearded frog wizard, stuff like that. It looks good and weird, man.
Yeah. No, I dig this.
Right, yeah.
So I'm looking at this, and when I look at a pixel art, like there's like so much pixel art at this point is just like this very like forgettable shit, which is designed to like obscure a low budget, and that is not the case here.
Right.
Yeah. Like this feels very intentional, and like this feels like this is sitting somewhere between like a Sinclair ZX Spectrum and a Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love this look.
And I think it's really cool because like you see like how the little cat will bounce around things and like how some of the animations will move. Like they're definitely taking advantage of like modern techniques. It's not like they're just like strapped for cash. They don't have the tools, but like there's modern physics in here. Like there's like continuous animation. It just like it's a stylistic choice rather than like a budget one.
I definitely think that like the best retro pixel art games are ones which are like stylistically loyal to a period but not technically loyal to a period. Like the like a great example is like Shovel Knight. Like Shovel Knight, like they've said like there's no way Shovel Knight can be done on an 8-bit device, even though like most of the time it looks like
stuff.
Yeah. But like there's things it does which are just like simply not possible on like an 8-bit device, like the parallax scrolling and so forth. And like the like Shovel Knight like still just like looks gorgeous and like absolutely like holds up. So like I think they're on to the right. thing here, which is where like they're going for like a distinct look, but like whether they're going for that ZX Spectrum look or whether they're going for that Neo Geo Pocket Color look at like you could go either way, but like yeah, what a vibe. Love this with the animation too. Like this really looks good.
Yeah.
Big dig it. Dig it.
And like, I watched most of the shows. I didn't care for a lot that came out of the summer Game Fest kickoff. I think it's cool that like Lies of P has like a release date and everything. But I don't know. It feels like one of those action games that's like more cinematic than like gameplay focused. And like I don't care for those. It's one of those things. The same reason I bounced off of like Final Fantasy 15, where like I got to a boss fight and I just felt like I wasn't actually playing anymore. Like I'd press a button, like 82 things would happen, and if I got hit by something, like didn't matter, my health refilled. Like it's just whatever. So I left it be. It is interesting that Power World apparently is still real. Do you remember Power World, Brian?
Yes, I do. I remember how angry Power World made me. I guess I'm at a place where I could say like I got bigger problems with Power World now because I'm not so angry at it anymore.
Okay, that's fair. It's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, this is real. It's just I'm not gonna play it, and like I might judge people that play it, especially people that like get really into it. But like, as far as I know, that's not my fight. It's not my business. You deal with that yourself. I am tentatively excited for Sonic Superstars. But like it looks good. It feels like all the good things that I remember about Sonic 3 with like, new like 3D models, and that's cool and everything. I am mildly concerned that like Sega doesn't feel like they can make anything else than like Sonic 3. Like I know what happens that like they'll make a game and like it'll have new ideas and then they'll get rocked for it because it's not polished, it's not clean, it's not game of the year or whatever. And then they'll just make a Sonic 2, Sonic 3 game again and then like recoup their money and then they'll take another chance. It's not a bad way to run a business or whatever, but like it does feel like, a bit like creative bankruptcy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But that being said, I'd like to play Sonic Superstars, especially with friends, I think. But if I can't find anyone to play with, I'll probably just like skip it.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it and it didn't like leave me that same excitement that like say the first looks that we got at Sonic Mania did, where like just like looking at it like felt like like with Sonic Mania I remember like essentially thank God finally good Sonic, but like now like finally good Sonic feels like less of a unique idea.
Right.
It's just like, all right, you've actually managed to like release a product which isn't terrible.
Right. Yeah.
So I would like to see them innovate and maybe try some things, and maybe that's me being unfair because like I know that like a lot of like what the Sonic series has done over the years is to innovate. It's just they have innovated badly.
So like I don't feel like it's unfair, and I feel like it's not unfair because Sega can take it and they've earned this, like specifically. Like I think if it was anyone smaller, then I'd feel bad about it if this is just them like taking a shot, like just walking into the stage. But like Sega has survived these failures time and time again. Like hell, even if they fuck up with Sonic for the rest of like my life, they're still making so much money off of wait, is that Sega Fantasy Star, or am I making that up?
Is Fantasy Star? I don't think Fantasy Star is a particularly large revenue generator for them.
The Fantasy Star Online 2 makes money. It is Sega. I don't know how much money it's making for them, but like they have microtransactions and they have a huge player base, and they could milk them forever if like Sonic continues to fuck up until like time immemorial. And so like if they're going to take chances, then like take chances and own your mistakes and grow from them. But it just seems like they fuck up and then they feel bad and then they just make an old game again. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen anything that kind of like justifies the failure that was like Sonic Colors or like
I know they've got all that Atlas money now too.
Yeah, like I mean, they have money to play with, and like if they're gonna take chances, then that's cool. And if they fuck up, that's fine. Just learn from it. But like it just seems like they fuck up and then they get scared and then they make something safe and then they fuck up in an entirely new way every time instead of like growing from anything they've done before.
Yeah. God, I do. I would like to see a like a stretch of like Sonic games that could be like routinely expected to be good. And I feel like the last time that one could just expect a Sonic game to be good, I was still in middle school.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ.
I just feel like maybe there's just something that happens with the Sonic team. Like if like someone fucks up and then like the whole Sonic team gets fired or something. Like I guess, like for example, when I think of like the Yakuza games, right? The Yakuza games, they take chances from time to time, and like they don't always win. They really don't. Like I mean, everyone's super excited about how like a Dragon switched to like a turn-based battle system and then like knocked it out of the park. But like, there's a lot of people that like don't remember how like Yakuza 0 used like a style-based like combat gameplay, and a lot of people hated it. And then when they did like a Dragon Ishin, which was like, you know, their Yakuza period piece with the same system with like improvements and like tuning, and suddenly it's a contender for Game of the Year. And it's not because like, you know, they sat on their hands or like it's just a completely new audience that didn't touch the game. It's just like they learned what wasn't good about it and they fixed those things. And like, I don't know, I'd like to see some commitment from like the Sega team, specifically when it comes to Sonic. Like when I played The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, I think that was great because they really committed to like the visual novel format, and they had a good twist. They had some like mini games to like mix up the experience, and all of that was cool. Like, and it's very clear that they hired like writers that really cared about what they were writing about and the characters they were bringing to life. And I don't know, I feel like Sega could do that every time if they really wanted to, if they limited their scope, if they focus on their goals, and like it doesn't seem like they do that ever.
Yeah, like I think there is like a creative timidity to specifically like Sonic teams work. I mean, when I like obviously like something which hangs over any like extended conversation around Sonic is Mario. And one of the things that like that I could see with Mario is that like you know, more often than not, you know, like developments which happen in the Mario series, like from game to game, manifest themselves in some way, like even in like you know, like subsequent, you know, like follow-ups. Like there are like there will be trappings that will show up in like a Mario game. Like, okay, we're introducing this idea, which will like is pretty obviously like laid out as being a thing that exists in just this game. But stuff like, you know, core movement, level design, the language of the game, like you could easily put somebody who hasn't touched a Mario game since like say Super Mario 64 in front of like say like Super Mario Odyssey, and like they'll be okay. Like,
Right.
like because like the
language translates, like they're not doing the work again.
Exactly. Like they're not reinventing like, you know, like jump length or jump height, like and the stuff like, okay, well, how does Mario control when he throws Cappy and becomes this manhole cover does not need to be remembered for the next game. And like that stuff, like very, very rarely does like Nintendo's Mario team like fuck up that kind of stuff. Like, and in fact, like I think that like the conversation, like have they fucked up like single game mechanics like as profoundly as bad as a Sonic game is like open for debate. And I think that there's only one candidate which is like worth that conversation, which is the use of the Flood backpack in Super Mario Sunshine.
Sure.
And I know that there are some folks out there who are like, okay, look, like that backpack is fun, like it's neat, and like the way you use water is cool. But like you look at the Sonic series, and it is just like rotten with things which are all as bad as that water backpack. Even if you say like, okay, the water backpack sucks, and like there's nothing fun about it, there's nothing redeeming about it whatsoever. Even if you say that, like you could easily look at the Sonic series and go like, okay, here's like 5 examples, 10 examples of stuff which is like just as lame as the water backpack. Like, that's right. Here's the time where Sonic turned into a werewolf. Why? Who cares? He's a werewolf now. Like, oh God, like Sonic's a werewolf. The Sonic Knight, like, oh no. Remember that time Shadow the Hedgehog showed up and he had a gun and they thought that was a good idea? Remember the time that Sonic kissed a human lady? He did that. Sonic kissed a human lady. Actually, you know what? I'm burying the lead there. He fucked her too.
Shout outs.
Good job, Sonic. Maybe Sonic is going to be on the next season of 90 Day Fiance the other way.
Oh, Jesus. Man, Daisy, Amy's going to be pissed.
Oh, well. Sonic's out here pulling a Steven move. Going to move to Turkey. Sonic the Hedgehog moves to Turkey to fuck Russian girl. That's the next game. There it is. Sega, call me.
No, don't call Brian. Not for that. You want to be responsible for that, Brian? For real?
I do, Rocky.
Use your real name on this podcast. Are you serious?
I do. I want to own that. I want to be responsible for that.
All right.
I want that to be my legacy.
Okay, cool.
When I die, I want people to talk about that. Jesus Christ.
You're gonna have people show up at your grave just spitting on it for the Sonic goes to Turkey and fucks a Russian lady, Brian.
If someone could mock up box art for Sonic Goes to Turkey and fucks a Russian lady, I would really appreciate it. Please do that.
All right. Jesus Christ. Let's leave Sonic alone for a bit.
If only Sega would follow suit.
How is your road to legend going? Or did you make it like 5 months ago and we just never checked in?
No. Like we've actually had check-ins within the last 5 months, and no, like I've not yet hit legend. Like you really get to those like upper ranks where people are just no longer just net decking, and it gets to be like a very, very serious fucking grind.
Okay.
And I've actually played like less overall in the last, like, I'd say like month or so, because of like I've had some other stuff going on. And, you know, between like social commitment, work, and crippling depression, you know, just haven't had the time to play as much Hearthstone. And Hearthstone managed to do things like to make me want to play it less whenever I succeed, which is a neat trick.
Sure.
Like one of the things that it does that I hate is whenever I bust through like the next level of the ladder, like on a month, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm into diamond now. And they'll be like, congratulations on making it to diamond. Would you like to take this opportunity to like purchase the special bundle available only to people who made it to diamond? I'm like, no, I would like to not do that. Would you like to purchase the special bundle of fuck off? And they never buy it. They never buy my special bundle of fuck off, Rocky. I've had it on offer now for some time. They just don't buy it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so like being prompted to purchase a bundle of packs every time I make it through to the next like level of success is just like really, really like exhausting. It's gotten to the point now where like I routinely get high enough and ranked that like, because it is no longer like the net deck kids, games take forever because everyone's like taking like their full 2.5 minutes to take each turn.
Sure.
And they're sitting there staring at the board, and I know goddamn well that at these ranks, like some of these people are like fucking Twitch players who are vamping for their audiences, and especially when like it's a turn where like they have like a single obvious thing that they should do, and I'm just like sitting there like shouting at my screen like go, and I'm like, yes, I know that what you're doing right now is like being like, oh, thanks for the sub, Frankenstein 69 butt dick, thanks for the donation. I'm just sitting there, just like, go, please, just fucking go. There's only one thing you can do right now. Just fucking do it. Just do it. And then they eventually do, and I'm like, great. The thing that I know that you should have done like 2 minutes ago, now you did. But like, I'm so glad you thanked your new subs. So like, I don't know, like I continue to like Hearthstone really and truly is like my cigarettes game. Like I'm going to hold off on any and I figure this makes sense. I figure we will hold off on any Tears of the Kingdom talk until Tegan gets back, because that only feels right. Because she is, I think, our like I don't know what to call it. Like if Impossible Coin was a government, she would be the Secretary of Zelda Affairs.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will get back into that on our next episode. But yeah, Hearthstone, it's a video game. I play it. I hate it, but it's a regular part of my life.
Fair enough.
Speaking of things like that, how's League?
I'm almost out, man.
You're almost out.
Yeah. I made a vow that I was going to get to gold rank. So that would mean that I would get to silver 1, complete my gold promos, which would win 3 out of the next 5 games, and ended up in gold 4, and they'll never play ranked again. And I am 2/3 of the way there. My rank is silver 1, 61 LP. So if I win my next 2 games, then I'll be in promos, and then I just got to win 3 out of 5, and then I'm out. It doesn't help, though, that I've been bouncing between low silver 2 and high silver 3 for the past, 3 months, but now I'm in silver 1. So it's probably not going to be that easy, but I'm in a good spot. I'm putting together a game plan. I'm pretty adaptable at the moment. I've learned a lot over this climb. It feels great.
I wish I had your vigor.
I mean, I've paid for it, I play 2 games in the morning before work.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I do. Every day. It's so I get to be fair, my work day starts a little later because of the time difference now. But I'll get up at 7:40 a.m. and then I'll basically log in, queue up, play 2 games, and then I'll clock into work. And I've been keeping track of the meta. There've been a couple of item reworks since then. I found one that benefits my play style and the characters that I tend to use. And I've been executing on those game plans. It's been good.
Man, still sounds like a lot, though.
It is a lot. I'm not saying it's not, but once I'm done, I'll be free. That's what I want. I want the freedom. I've decided I don't care what it costs.
You could just stop, right?
I mean, I could, but here's the thing. If I did stop, right? Let's say I stopped short of gold, then I would have to reckon with the fact that I feel like I was never good enough to make it to gold. And I don't know. And that's something that I've reckoned with for the better part of a decade now. And
but you were good enough to quit, which takes more strength.
Maybe so. But also, to be fair, I just don't want to play ranked anymore. I like League of Legends as a video game, and I like playing normal draft games, especially with friends. That's fun. Even when we lose, it's a really enjoyable experience. I get to play with my friends and sit with them for about 25 to 40 minutes at a time. That's fucking gravy. I just hate interacting with people who play in ranked, the people who their first 5 minutes of the game didn't go well, and they decided to make the next 35 for the rest of us terrible. The people who like show up screaming racial slurs at people once they lose a fight. I don't want to deal with that anymore. And so I won't, you know? But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I do want to like prove a level of technical skill. And by no means is gold like the top by any stretch of the imagination. But it's a place that I felt like I should always be. So I'm going to go. That's what I decided.
Let's see here. I have late breaking news.
Okay.
I have a list of the titles of games that were shown at the Xbox showcase, which happened while we have been sitting here talking about League of Legends and 90 Day Fiance.
Sure.
Yeah. I will read titles, just read titles. Here are the games that were shown at the Xbox showcase. Starfield.
Sure. Yeah. About time.
Forza Motorsport.
Sure. Cool.
Which I guess is just like, if we're just going to call it that, I guess this is what we would call a Forza reboot?
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Oh, 2 hasn't come out yet? Am I imagining that?
It has not come out yet.
Wild. Okay.
Fable.
I heard about that, actually.
Yeah. Avowed.
Sure.
The Elder Scrolls Necrom.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is that an expansion on ESO, or is that like is that Elder Scrolls 6?
I'm assuming that's Elder Scrolls. I'm assuming that's ESO, like some bullshit. I think if they had showed Elder Scrolls 6, like Twitter would be melting. Towerborn.
Sure.
Clockwork Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Path of the Goddess.
Sure.
Metaphor. South of Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Outlaw.
Oh, really? Is Emmy Headache on that one?
No.
Okay, whatever.
It's a PvP arena-based shooter.
Whatever.
Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Payday 3. 33 Immortals. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Dune Flight Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
A Monkey Island themed expansion for Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 76 Atlantic City. City Skylines 2. Persona 3 Reload.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 5 Tactica.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Right.
Overwatch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Still Wakes the Deep. Dungeons of Hinterberg and Jusant. That is the list of games shown at this event.
For sure. I've actually been keeping an eye on the news using the feed that we have on the Discord. I am interested in 33 Immortals, mostly because it's Spiritfarer's studio. And I think Spiritfarer was actually very well executed. And 33 Immortals seems like an interesting concept where it's like a roguelite based on like MMO raids. So I wonder how they'll actually like put that together. I haven't watched the announcement trailer because I've been here, but I'm interested in the concept based off of that.
Apparently, they also announced a Xbox Series X, which has a 1 terabyte hard drive by default.
Sure.
Which I know a lot of people, myself included, said that they should have had that in the first place when this generation launched because of the size of game installs at this point for AAA. That when you like install the new COD and the new COD is like fucking like 400 gigs, then like How do you not have a terabyte hard drive?
I don't know. Like I know SSD technology just like became more affordable in the past couple of months. So like this just seems like a cost issue. I mean, Microsoft does have more money than God, but like I assume that's because they don't throw all of it at everything, you know?
Yeah.
So, you interested in any of Microsoft's offerings, Brian?
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Okay.
I'm scrolling. Wait, I'd say Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Like I'm torn but curious.
Okay.
Because the first one was a like fascinating game about like mental illness and something that was like very like sympathetic and not exploitative.
Right.
And I just don't know how you do a straightforward sequel to a game like that. I just don't.
Well, maybe that's why
So
it's taken so long.
yeah.
I'm actually gonna pick up Persona 3 Reload, mostly because I have a friend that's been like yelling at me to replay Persona 3 for like 7 years now. And like, you know, a modern remake feels like a good opportunity to get back into it. So
Yeah.
definitely gonna do that. I don't really care for like Persona 5 Fire Emblem. I know there's a crossover of people that's going to love that, but it's just not me, you know?
Yeah, the Persona with a gun.
Oh yeah. Everybody had guns in that one, actually.
Guns everywhere in Persona 3.
Oh, and they had the Get Smoked kid. Oh, that reminds me. There's a thing that I made the other day. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm gonna share it here because I think you might enjoy it. It's a homebrewed meme. It's already on Twitter for people who follow me or whatever. But it was I posted in response to a Scrub quote because like I wanted them to feel that, and so like I posted like this picture of Manon with the Get Smoked hat from Persona 5. What a fucking time.
See here. You take a look at this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you're looking for it, it's just in our chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, love Manon. Manon's sick, man. I know you had a bad time with Street Fighter 5, but Street Fighter 6 is the real deal, it turns out.
Yeah, I really wish I hadn't gone in as hard on Street Fighter 5 as I had.
Just give me a call next time, man. I'll let you know. Because I would have told you. Like, honestly, I didn't pick up Street Fighter 5 until like 2 years into its release because like I knew it wasn't going to be finished.
It feels like that was the wrong game to be like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and like try and get back into fighting games and like buy a fight stick and all that stuff. Like it was.
Yeah. I mean, there's still uses for that fight stick. And honestly, I still think you should play Skullgirls, but that's a whole other thing. We can come back to that some other time.
Yeah. All right. Rocky, is there anything else you want to hit on today?
Let me see. Oh, let me see. I just want to make sure if this raid plan. No, I haven't. So like there is the new tier of Final Fantasy 14 raids, but well, I've been working my way through the tier. I haven't finished it yet. There are some things that kind of look like shit posts. Actually, you know what? There are a couple. I can show you these two things here. This was a fight that I struggled to re-clear this past week on stream for 6 hours, and it's mostly because of this mechanic that this guy's trying to explain here. I want you to look at this and tell me what you think it means.
Oh, God. Nope. Nope. No.
No, just no.
No, just no.
Oh man. So yeah, this mechanic, you know what's even funnier about this particular mechanic this guy's trying to explain? Normally, like the entire fight's a DPS check, right? So like if you get to the end of the fight, even if you survived all the mechanics, you haven't killed the boss, you still fucking die, right? But this particular section of the fight is so complicated that the devs decided to just make the boss untargetable throughout that whole duration, and it's not included during the DPS check. So, like, all they want you to do is resolve the mechanic correctly, and this is still a failure point for most teams that try to attempt this fight.
I hate this. I'm not even playing this video game. I hate this. I hate everything about this.
And the other thing I want to show you, because this isn't actually like, a raid diagram. This is just an explanation of the mechanic. This is a different mechanic. This is not what I was just talking to you about. But this is actually the major mechanic after this one. This is a shit post of like the array diagram of the thing is where you resolve like meteors with thunderbolts or whatever. You want to try this one, Brian? Can you give this a bit of your attention?
The fuck is this herpes Undertale?
Oh man, believe it or not, the smiley face is just supposed to be where the boss is standing. That's all that's supposed to mean in this particular thing. It doesn't explain the rest of it, but
I hate. Oh God, I need to go. I need to go to sleep.
Okay, then that's fine. I'm actually landing around where I wanted to be. Hey, everyone, this has been the Impossible Coin Podcast. Thank you for being here. Tegan will be here next time, almost certainly. I want to believe. But this week, she's actually busy recording a separate podcast with the Chat of the Wild guys. Check them out wherever podcasts are, I guess. I actually don't remember if there are places where they're not. I just assume they are because that's where we are, and it wasn't that hard. Right, Brian? How hard is it to be a podcast that's everywhere? I mean,
we're not, but shout outs to SoundCloud.
Nah, fuck SoundCloud, okay? Like, we're not going to talk about SoundCloud. But what we will talk about is that there is music at the beginning and end of this podcast produced by our kid brother, the man, the myth, the legend, Big Sach. And you can find his work on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Big Sach NJ. And his band also has a Bandcamp page at brownlantern.bandcamp.com. We also have a logo. It was designed by Lauren Moran, who remains way too good for us. We have no idea how we actually got this logo. Brian must have, made a deal with the devil. Who knows? But she's on Twitter also at Lauren Moran, and she has a Patreon. And if you want to check out her work, if you'd like to patronize her, with money, not with words or whatever, give that a shot, I guess. And we also have a Patreon, which you may already know. It's where you get our show notes, our artisanal show notes, our bespoke watch-alongs, and audio essays about things that we care about. Like Brian has a couple from 90 Day Fiance that he is just ready to go on as soon as you give him the word.
Oh God, I will tell you about Samit and Jenny. But I need you to tell me you want it, because if not, I will not burden you with it.
Right. So, that's what that is. And, we're still a podcast. You can find us for a podcast found on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, but not SoundCloud, because again, fuck SoundCloud. But that's us. That's the show.
Oh my God, that error message every time I try every week, Rocky, to upload to SoundCloud. I do. And every time they just tell me to eat shit.
Nah, fuck them, dude. We don't need SoundCloud. Oh, I feel like I should mention this. I don't want to forget. But we also, we do other things. We stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Impossible Coin. We're playing a couple of things. Teeks is still working through Tears of the Kingdom, playing Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy until, I figure out what else to play. Brian, I hope that you stream with us at some point. I think that could be cool. Just let us know and we can get you squared away.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be a good time. Peace, and thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Thank you for podcasting.
It's official.